All right, hello everybody. Happy Tuesday and welcome to Unsealed.
Tuesday? You already fucked
Man,
it up.
I told you I was tired. Man, I'm exhausted. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Racing Insiders podcast, the Unsealed show with Steve and Kate. Steve, I think you can just take it from here. You can be like the MC person.
I can't. Because you're the MC. It's not my fault you're like all bitchy and tired.
I am not bitchy. I am just tired.
You're a little bitchy and a little tired.
That's not very nice, Steve.
It's kind of true, though.
It's not very nice. Not very nice. He's not being very nice to me. Anyway, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
And so Dad, tell us how was your week?
Pretty good, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're actually finally getting shit cranked out of the shop. So, I mean, there's that.
Because you're getting parts?
Yeah, finally getting parts, finally getting, engines. No 604s, but 602s, stuff like that. So
Yeah, I have two of them.
Yeah.
Yes, so if you need a 602, hit me up. I have 602s, so that's good. I see Scott's here from California. David Fountains Motorsports is here, saying, hey, Kate and Steve. Gosh, did you see there's another fire in California? Palisades.
does not surprise me.
Yeah. I think it's Palisades. Anybody else can comment on that. So what you drinking there?
Ultra.
Yeah.
So, BB.
Maybe I don't even ask anymore. You're going to have to shake it up and be interesting.
We'll have. My friend Tom Ferguson sent me some wine from Napa Valley.
Nice.
So we probably have to do some wine here before long.
Okay. Well, I went to IKEA yesterday and I picked up some more wine racks, so I'll put them on the wall.
Oh,
and then we'll be doing some
fill
wine. Them up. Yeah, because otherwise the cases of wine on the floor kind of ran out. I ran out of room in the Barsenal, so
there's that.
See, there we got to drink a whole bunch of alcohol. we got some liquor to drink, or
a bunch of assload of wine,
or we got to put some wine somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I just bought a case of this other Pinot Noir that I really like. So, yeah.
And I got the Napa Valley stuff, so.
Yeah.
There's that.
Oh, my God. Roy says Krabby Patty Kate.
Exactly. See? Look at her. I mean, she doesn't even have her normal little smile thing going on and all excited. She's just all...
I'm just freaking wiped out. I mean, it's been a freaking-tastic week. It really has. It's been amazing.
Well, you had like a lot of shit going on, so...
Okay, so in the last 3 days, I started moving into our new warehouse and got pallet racking. My son from Idaho moved here and
who
arrived.
Everybody will probably meet later.
Well, we'll meet. You'll meet him in a little bit. And I'm so excited to have him here. So we're moving into the new warehouse, and then it was ZMAX, the 4-wide drag, 4-wide NHRA Nationals.
Which you had to go to.
Had to go to, of course, had to, and I got to go to IKEA, and man, that is just. I live in a small town. I usually, have to pace myself between like the excitement, but to have that much excitement all in like 4 days, you know what I mean? I have to normally savor excitement. Like, ooh, this little bit of excitement has to last me for like the next 3 or 4 months.
Right.
And now I had all of this like all hit at the same time. And I'm just, wow, like knocked over. Yeah. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting, wonderful things. But I've been climbing ladders and putting together pallet racking and
You're not used to that when you're like sitting on the phone all day talking to customers.
I am used to sitting on the phone all day and sitting at the computer and just living in my own little climate controlled environment. Just like staring at the computer, just me and the computer kind of, having a good thing going on. So all this like physical activity way outside of the norm. And then just all of the design thinking and excitement and, what am I going to put here? And, of course there's been some angst as well, because, like pallet racking was supposed to be your certain day and then it wasn't. And then, all of the arranging and me having to go, wild and trying to get my stuff. And that just honestly, I hate to be like that. I just wears me out, wears me out. So, yeah.
Well, we can tell you're wore out.
Yeah. Oh, great.
No offense.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. We have David says when is there not a fire in California?
It's
true.
pretty much true. Yeah.
True.
This time of year.
William says, hello, I'm not going to mess with you today, but late though. William Glass.
Oh, yeah.
I'm drinking water today. And hey, not dressed up and no hat. What's up, Kate? I thought about it. I was like, well, I just got my hair done this week. So I was like, might as well kind of show off like I got my hair done.
The highlights.
Week. Yeah. So there's that.
Not
Neil says,
not the gray part.
God. Wow, I work way too hard and spend way too much money.
When you're like all slow-witted, I might as well take advantage of it.
It's just mean, and it's going to make me cry, and I'm just going to abandon you and make you be on the podcast all by yourself.
I hear you.
All right, Neil says, feel bad for Tori. She has to stay on top of all of your liquor purchases.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And what's my latest nickname for her?
Translator Tori.
Translator Tori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like when we get
she speaks boom hour.
Yeah, she speaks boom hour. So when like we get down to the deep south, she's my translator.
Yeah. Roy says, hey Steve, here's a reminder of Thursday. Actually, Steve told me about that the other day that he's going to be on your podcast.
Yep.
I think that's really exciting. So yeah, he'll be here with all my equipment.
I guess we're like talking California shit. So that'll be interesting.
It'll be really good. Yeah, that'll be really cool. And
which I've never really I've talked a little bit about it, but like it'll be interesting to be on his show and like actually, tell some stories about some people.
I think that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Neil says T squared.
Right.
Actually, now if I wanted to get you riled up, would you like to be riled up?
Sure.
Okay. Because
why is my engine running hot? Is that what you're going to ask me?
That is not what I'm asking.
Okay. All right.
It's not what I'm asking. The fact that avgas has come up on the show from last summer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Has just sets up like a whole hornet's nest for people.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, but like.
You got your dudes living back in like 1965 who thinks avgas is like the best thing ever.
They do.
And maybe back then it was, but yeah.
It was.
Not so much now.
So, in fact, I could certainly show this, but Von Mueller says, you have no idea what you're talking about, ass gasket. Steve, you're now an ass gasket. What do you think? What do you say about being called an ass gasket?
I don't know. I own a business. He doesn't.
I don't even know if he
I actually give good advice on YouTube and Facebook. He doesn't, but
oh no, he has one video where he's with his AR-15 pistol from August of 2014.
Well, I can respect that because I'm also a 2A guy, so I like that.
Yeah, he has 2 subscribers on Mueller.
That's awesome.
But apparently you're an ass gasket.
I'm an ass gasket.
But man, you just really struck a nerve. With
I've been called worse. So there's no
you have been divorced twice.
I've been divorced twice, and there's 1 or 2 ex-girlfriends in the mix there. So yeah, I've been called way worse than that. But
you probably deserved it. Hey, you started it.
There's that.
Yeah.
But you're finally fucking waking up. I see.
I know. I do. I just kind of am. Like if you're gonna start it, then I will. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I can own ass gasket. That's good. Yeah,
it just makes me laugh that people like we just struck a nerve and people get a little bit like
they get all fucking go all to hell over freaking
avgas.
Damn avgas.
I know.
My God. It's insane.
I know. I really, 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 really would like to do some type of testing with avgas just to really show.
Well, they'll all claim it's fake.
Yeah. Well.
Because
Well, I think then I think what we do is we go if you're going to do that testing, we live stream it. So yeah, I mean it's going to be 4 hours of boring as shit footage.
Right.
I mean honestly, to actually
that would actually be kind of fun.
To actually be there, it's boring as hell.
Yeah.
But then of course we can do the edited version where we just
Yeah.
where we, you know,
Right.
obviously I can have multiple cams going and all of that. So
That would be.
so we could live stream
That would be
the whole
hilarious.
testing session if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, avgas rocks. Apparently.
I don't know. People have
Because they can go to their local fucking airport and buy it for $4 a gallon or whatever it is. And, you know, that's what you need to run your race car.
I guess. Yeah. I guess avgas is the thing that's been there for them. Even, you know,
well,
women can come and go, cars can come and go, but
Grant,
avgas will be there for you.
Grandpa's grandpa said that you need to run avgas and Pennzoil.
2050.
Should we get into fucking oil? If we get into oil, that'd like open up a whole new realm of damn redneckery.
I don't know that we're gonna strike the same nerve with oil that we do
with avgas.
People just, I mean, you know, I get it because you know what it is. Okay, I know what it is because why do you and I eat McDonald's? I mean, because
I don't eat McDonald's.
Okay. Just bear with me for a second. Yes, you have eaten McDonald's, and some people
I have.
Yeah. Okay, why do adults at all eat McDonald's? Because
quick and easy.
No, but part of it is the fact of when you were a little kid and you were going through the drive-through and you got the Happy Meal and you have the happy memories of being on the playground with your mommy and the silly little toys, right? Gotcha. So basically, to hook them when they're young, right? Well, I have memories of going to the airport with my dad
buying
avgas. But of course, it was 1970 something. Yes, it was 1970 something. Yeah, you know. So I think that's maybe what some of this why people get all to hell because it certainly can't be because of the data. It can't be that.
Well, I mean, but they have no way of like seeing the data.
No, that's what they've done. That's what they've done for the last 50 years.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, all right.
It's pretty classic.
Okay.
It's about like I said, like, you know, my grandpappy ran Pennzoil, and that's what I'm running.
Yeah, because he knew. I mean, yeah, Grandpa knew lots of great things.
Yeah.
All right.
Back then.
Okay, now Lyle. Now look, we're moving on here, and Lyle Hopper says, "Hey, Steve, watch what you say about California stuff." Tori is here. She says the last I saw, it was educated assistant Tori.
It is educated assistant Tori because she actually has a degree.
Oh, and Tori also says, Kate, you look amazing. And Steve is starting a fire he won't be able to put out when you are back to 100%. It's true.
Tori would know.
Yeah, she would. Yes.
Because you actually see more Kate than I do. So.
Chad is here from the famous Lost Island Lake in Iowa.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Chad says, Steve's woke today.
There's like 152 fucking genders. So
oh, yeah, Tori says that's a perfect nickname for Steve. I'm just loving that he's finally getting nicknames. Roy says fake news. Yeah. And Tori says, let me try them. It's all about balance. Now Brian Littleton's here. He says, thanks, Steve, for coming on Wednesday.
Dude, I had a great time.
A lot of good feedback. Yeah. All right. Oh, I guess I should have been putting these comments up. I forgot. David says, avgas from Ohio. All right. Oh, let's see what Arla says. Keep her straight, Steve. Y'all need to start a talk show, but sell engine parts on the side. Y'all would kill it.
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah, that is actually what we do. That is literally what we do.
She does sell parts on the side and she kills it. So.
Yeah. I pretty much actually that's kind of my main gig. I kind of have a talk show on the side.
And we only do this because of like coronavirus.
Yeah, well, that's why I started.
That's like the big news.
Yeah, no masks.
Fucking North Carolina is like unlocked down now.
What in the hell? Yeah. What a poor rollout of that.
And I totally had my shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you had your shot of actual coronavirus that you've survived and have antibodies for. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and Brandon's here from Arkansas. Watson Racing is here. Got a question for you. Actually, guys, if you have any questions, we really don't make fun of everybody. I mean, we make fun of each other. Right. And we make
dumbasses
fun of trolls. We make fun of trolls. But we answer our viewers' questions. And Watson Racing says, "Can you tell me what makes break-off bolts makes a motor illegal?"
I assume you're talking about Crate Racing USA because they like banned the break-off bolt deal, and there's a very good reason for that because you can buy break-off bolts on Amazon and eBay and everywhere else. So
that
it's
are
like
cheated up.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest things in the world to cheat up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason. That being said, I've seen an engine that had the newest seals that was actually illegal as well. So,
really? Yeah.
So we ultimately, like, if somebody wants to cheat bad enough, they're going to cheat that. They're going to cheat. So.
Well, I mean, eventually it's going to have to end up where you're.
I think, my opinion,
mm-hmm.
not meaning to interrupt you, but my opinion is I think that every series needs to put seals on the engines out of the box.
That's actually what I was going to say is, and I think that's the direction we're going to end up having to go, and it sucks. And that's what IMCA does.
Yeah, and I freaking hate IMCA, but I mean that's like
one
of the good things they do. Yeah.
But because of the cheating, or to really try to protect. This isn't about trying to keep anybody from doing anything that they would want to do, but it's the integrity of the sport. Yeah, exactly. As soon as it's set free, then with letting that cheating happen, it's just a downward slope.
Yeah.
I mean, how many series have you raced in that end up going all to hell? And when you really look at the core reason for why they didn't survive, that it really comes from cheating. Every
single one other than crate racing so far.
Yeah. Because I mean, what would be some of those that you've been? Obviously you've been in different parts of the country.
Anything on the West Coast NASCAR related? Mm-hmm. I mean, and anything on the East Coast, open motor, open tire related.
Mm-hmm. So, well, and then did you find that what would happen would be that all of a sudden there's cheating, but then it's not enforced, and when it's not enforced for any of the guys that want to not cheat, they just stop coming, or they find a different series to be a member of. And then your car counts just dwindle.
Well, I mean, that's why we have no more super late model racing as like a weekly series in my area.
Yeah.
And when I moved here, I mean, like in a 5-hour radius, I can go race at, I don't know, 50 different tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with super late model, you can't do that now.
Yeah.
So there's a reason for it.
Yeah. So that's why we would encourage the extra enforcement of any kind of thing. Now, I mean, it does make it complex because then you only have certain dealerships, and that's where it ends up getting a little bit sticky with IMCA.
Well, it gets sticky with anything. So
yeah,
I mean,
it does.
I don't know if you let's say you're going to run Crate USA. Mm-hmm. I would support Newsom. Mm-hmm. So support the dealership that sponsors the series, mm-hmm. because that's what makes the series be able to like continue racing, and continue putting on big shows. I mean, ultimately, if you're going to deal with Rush, deal with Pace Performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, here's another. We are going to talk about oil.
All right,
got some oil questions. So Shep is here. You actually met Shep at the
I remember.
Race Logic. He says Schaefer oil compared to Daytona 1.
Daytona 1. And I'm not throwing off on Schaefer's by any means. Mm-hmm. I mean, every engine that leaves my shop has Schaefer's in it. But like if you're looking for all out the premium performance of everything you can get out of a damn crate motor, then that 540 Daytona 1.
The full synthetic.
It's the most badass shit on the market.
Yeah.
Their 1540 and the Klotz is like basically identical. Mm-hmm. So.
And the Schaefer still is a great oil. If it wasn't a great oil, we wouldn't sell it, and you wouldn't be putting it in an engine. I'm not
selling something that doesn't work. I mean, I'll put it that way. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I advise Kate on everything on the Crate Insider side of things is like, this is what I know is freaking badass, and this is what I know isn't.
Yeah.
So
I'm in charge of shiny things. So tools, things like pit bikes, t-shirts.
No, but what you sell is a direct result of what I know works.
Well, yeah, testing. If
Correct.
It's going to be performance related,
yes.
I'm not going to just be talked into it by some salesman. Now we're still talking about oil here, and Brandon says, Steve, what are your thoughts on Brad Penn oil?
Not a fan.
Okay.
I ain't gonna throw off on anybody's stuff, but I'm just gonna say not a fan.
Now, didn't that actually have?
It used to be Kendall.
Okay, but I mean, it's kind of changed hands a few different times.
Yeah, it's changed hands like 52 times or something like that. Okay. But I mean, no, I'm not a fan.
Another question here is, okay, when was the last date they was produced by GM? I don't know what you're kind of saying there, Watson Racing. Or maybe it's break-off bolts, or maybe we're talking about break-off bolts.
Oh,
we haven't had the break-off bolts in a few years.
Like 3 years ago, I think.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I had a conversation with Bill Martins about it like a year before that we were actually seeing that.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 3 years ago.
It's been a while. Yeah. Oh, this is a really good question. Christopher says, how is the gas prices out there? I'll tell you what. If there's one thing I have learned from the pandemic, at some point, I'm just grateful to actually get whatever the thing is. Sometimes I have to wait. Sometimes I have to be more patient. Sometimes I have to pay more. I'm just grateful to get what I can get anymore. Honestly, we've only seen the gas price go up by about 20 cents in the last week. I mean, for the catastrophe that we had here in North Carolina, I don't think that's the worst thing.
No.
But I mean, it still sucks. I mean, the whole thing.
The problem we're like running into is like my car, I got to put premium in it. Mm-hmm. Alex, he has to put premium. Everything out there right now is like regular.
Yeah, at least we can get 87. So
that's gonna be it.
Yeah. So if you need to borrow the Matrix.
No, I still got my other car, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Just making sure.
No, I mean it hasn't gone like stupid.
Yeah, it hasn't. Yeah.
Now
I wonder if that's part of
with the inflation report that came out last week, I expect to see it go up more. But
I do, but now I feel like
thanks, Biden voters.
I feel like a little piece of the puzzle has come together because we didn't have gas. So because we didn't have gas, we couldn't go anywhere. So then our governor says, you know what? You don't have to wear the masks anymore because we couldn't actually go anywhere and do anything.
You fucking wearing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I almost
literally like 65% of North Carolina gas stations are out of gas.
Well, I got super lucky. It was crazy because I heard about the Z-Max 4-wide. I heard about it on Friday because I thought that whole race was postponed for months or whatever.
Right.
I didn't know what was happening because I hadn't really paid attention. I hadn't been logging for it. So we're over at Walmart and I'm like, I got just over a quarter tank. I need to get gas if we're going to be able to go down to Charlotte. So I'm looking at the Walmart gas station and there's like cars that are just lined up. There's probably 25 cars that are all lined up.
You're talking about your ninja move?
My ninja, total freaking ninja. So I look at this gas station and I just stop by a store. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sit in line and be patient and do the thing. So I'm coming up the aisle and I look at these gas pumps and one side is completely empty. And the other side, for all the people that have gas tanks on the left side of their truck, they're just lined up for days. And I look down, and this is the new van, and it said, well, your gas pump's on the right. So I just went ahead and just drove forward because my gas pump was on the right, and there was nobody in there. So I was able to pull in, and even though there's like 25 cars that are all in line to get gas, I just ninja'd right in there and was able to fill up. I mean, I didn't fill up like 19 other things. I just filled up the van. But yeah.
Yo, can you grab me that other Ultra?
You got it.
Alrighty. Okay, so we've got Cliff says, so I need help. I got a 602 crate, runs crisp under caution or on a restart, but a lap in, it will do nothing but stumble. Go back under caution, it cleans up and runs good on the first lap. I know it could be a million things.
Yeah, it honestly could. I mean, gosh, it could be everything from electrical to fuel. And let's see. Cleans I'd be more inclined to say, like with what you're describing, is it going to be something like, thank you, dude. Oh, damn! I get my beer poured.
I know. I have a
Check
super
that shit
awesome
out.
son.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
All right.
You'll meet him in a second, you guys.
I'm more inclined to say it's going to be something like the things like blowing over. In other words, coming out of the vent tubes and like blowing over in the corners. Does it do it on the straightaway?
I don't know. It's going to be a while before we get to see it. So.
Well, I mean, no. I mean,
but are you thinking
does it do it on the straightaway, or is like just do it in the corners, or I mean, that's my question.
Yeah. But are you thinking it's going to be one of those little plastic tubes that you put on the carburetor that you can kind of burp that
that's
carburetor?
That's what I'm kind of thinking, but.
And I'll just kind of see if he responds here. So Cliff, when you get a chance, I mean, because we've got all the delay and stuff that happens with all of this. So.
Of course.
So yeah. Curtis Lake, come on around and poke your head in. I want to introduce you guys. This is he's my former stepson, but he's my son. So this is Curtis Lake.
Hey, how's it going?
Say hi to the audience. And
hello.
Now we have our new warehouse manager that's
latest
helping
member
out.
of the crew.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna have
any way I can.
Went to his first drag race yesterday, and he'll be at his first dirt track races coming up here in
a week or so.
Yep. And it'll be fun. So we're having a good time. And yeah, he drove in from Idaho. You've been here a total of 3 days. All the excitement of having him in town has just about killed me already. So yeah. So I gotta pace myself.
That's why you're like all tired, grumpy.
Well, you know what it is? Golly gee. Well, you're also interrupt me every 5 seconds. But
well, there's that. Hey,
also,
by the way. You know what?
This is dead.
So it's been a wonderful 3 days here in North Carolina. First time I've ever been to this side of the country, too, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it, for sure.
There you go. See?
I was just going to say, you guys are giving me help.
You're going to say what?
For fuck's sake. Okay, Cliff says.
Yeah.
Don't be interrupting Cliff now.
Right.
Don't be a dick. Stop it. Okay. So Cliff says that all the time after it starts, that's when this occurs. So.
So you have to say to that.
Yeah. Anyway, you can have a seat.
You can pull a chair in here if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to, you're welcome to.
If you want to.
It's a little soon. It's a little soon for
him
to learn a full sub.
Well, I don't know. I mean.
Okay.
Friggin' Tori could probably teach him.
Tori will teach them. They're gonna spend a lot of time.
It's all the time after the restart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a fuel supply problem. I mean, does it miss or does it just bog down? If it misses, it's going to be electrical. If it's a fuel supply problem, it's going to like bog down.
I think that's a great answer because that helps other people who are having that same problem.
Yeah, I mean,
that his may be a particular situation, but more globally.
It could be, I mean, there's
because we have a bunch of questions to answer here.
Well, he said right. I mean, there could be a million different things, but I mean, my first thought is like if it's doing it like prolonged, then it could be a heat related issue, which is usually fuel.
Mm-hmm. Well, it could be oil as well.
Well, no.
Or water.
No.
No water. No. Okay. I'm trying to help.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we were talking about the cheating and stuff, and Chad says, claim rule and the cheating will stop engine wise. I don't know that that's really the case. Where we've really seen it is where the series will buck up and they'll go ahead and tear it down.
We'll actually do tech.
Yeah, we'll actually tear it down, and where there's an opportunity where these can be put back together, or protesting. There's a lot of options there. All right, Roy has a serious question. He says, so I have a serious question. How can one of your competitors post right on their page that they can offer X amount of horsepower for this much and this much horsepower for this dollar amount and promise it's sealed legal?
They can't.
They can't.
So that's 100% lie.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's only one way to do the crate engine stuff, and that's legally. And if you're saying like so and so, I mean, it's just all a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no. I don't even know how to explain it any better. It's all a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people say shit to market stuff a certain way, and my marketing plan is we let our results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So.
Cash is here saying hello to both of us.
He won.
Yeah. Oh,
he freaking won. He won a damn race and didn't break nothing.
He didn't break a rear end?
No.
Awesome, Cash. I'm excited for you.
Can
Awesome.
you believe that?
I can.
Then Hendren won this weekend, and McCarter did good, and we had like Carson Ferguson freaking clean sweep VMS and all that stuff. So
that's awesome. All right, here's Watson Racing. It says I was told last night by a series that because that GM haven't used twist off after 2017, and that's the reason. So am I to assume that every time a chassis manufacturer changes anything and quits making those cars are illegal also?
No, it's totally different deal, man.
Yeah, completely different.
Because I mean, chassis manufacturer, I mean, you can't do anything on the chassis to be illegal.
No.
Engine wise, you can.
Yeah. Okay. David says super late models on the West Coast is now the pro late models. Weird, because pro late models on the East Coast tend to be crate late models.
Yeah, correct.
Weird. Christopher says, is anyone still playing with traction control? Well, that's not a question that we would answer on the show.
Well, no, I mean,
Shannon probably would let you know.
I used to. I used to run Davis traction control years ago.
Shannon, that's what I'm saying.
Shannon
Bet
Davis.
Shannon Davis might be able to answer that question.
Exactly.
He's still in business,
Yep.
so
yeah, he's still got.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I used it years ago, and did it work? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But what we found. Our problem was like running that was we would concentrate more on that than we would on the right spring or the right shock or whatever on the car,
Mm-hmm.
the correct tire. So we were like more worried about the traction control than we were about the freaking car.
Oh, Mary Lou is here. She says, any updates on the Bromax pit bikes? We need 2. Yes, I just got some. I'll get those all updated on the website on Monday. So on tomorrow. So just watch out. Yeah.
You're like a whole pallet.
I know, but I have a lot of local people who've just been snapping them up for sure.
Because you're like riding them around town and shit.
Yeah, that happens. All right. So Robert says, so if you don't like Brad Penn, what do you recommend for an open motor 50 weight? Thanks again for everything you guys do.
I don't know why you'd run a 50 weight, but I would go Renegade would be one option. Schaefer's, obviously. Daytona 1 and Klotz.
Yeah, but I mean, if I don't know why he's so
all
about the 50 weight.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to run a 50 weight in an open motor. I mean, there's no reason to.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on what bearing clearances and everything else has a lot to do with oil choice. But I mean, any of the 4 I just mentioned, I'd run those.
Those are good ones. All right. Robbie says, never mind the gas. Steve's out of beer. Yeah, if we'd have been out of beer and gas at the same time.
I got a fresh one.
Yep. Yeah.
Or like a champ too, no foam over or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So we got like the future bartender over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get a beverage here. All right. David says,
she's woke up. Look, she just woke up. I might have to get a beverage.
Well, if I put some red lipstick on, then everybody would see that I'm actually awake.
Right.
I'm just as fired up. I just don't have lipstick on, and y'all don't think I'm awake.
No, you're not. You're like, grumpy Kate today.
Oh, well, no, I'm just not taking your shit, Kate, is what I am.
I was going to say, you haven't seen Grumpy Kate.
AKA Grumpy Kate, right?
You don't know anything if you think this is Grumpy Kate. This is just didn't get enough sleep.
No, I don't. Yeah, tired. David says, what do you think about using Mobile One?
Mobile One's a badass one.
I throw in a zinc additive with it to be safe.
No, I mean, Mobile One's very good.
Really good.
I mean, trust me. I mean, like, one of my good friends, and one of the reasons why I promote Daytona 1 is one of my good friends is Buck Parker, and he's the one that actually makes that oil. So he's the one that taught me about oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we're talking like NASA Hall of Fame dude here, like talks to you and me just like we're talking right now. And he's a total badass. And one of his favorite oils is Mobil 1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no denying that Mobil 1's a badass oil.
Well, it's what we use as a baseline.
Yeah.
You have to have a baseline because, a lot of times you hear these things like, oh, yeah, my whatever. I mean, my widget is 20 horsepower better. Well, yeah, okay, better than what?
Off of what? The baseline.
Well, no, I mean, but you don't hear that.
No, you don't hear it from anybody.
You generally don't hear what the baseline is.
Correct.
Like when somebody was asking earlier and saying, hey, this guy's saying you'll get 20 more horsepower. Yeah, versus what? Like if you're running this with a carburetor, like a 2-barrel carburetor out of a junkyard versus a 4-barrel Holley 4150 that's a tricked out carburetor with good fuel. Like, yeah, guess what? We could probably get you 50 horsepower. Yeah, if that's what you want to. Yeah, if that's what you want to play.
Yeah, there's like no comparison. Like, yeah, let's say a Holley HP.
Yeah.
Versus like the shit we're doing now.
Yeah.
There's no fucking comparison.
I know.
So
I know, but like, what are you? All of these
what's
things.
What's the baseline?
Like,
what's the yeah? It's.
But yeah, we definitely use Mobil 1 as baseline.
So like back in the day when we did all our testing, and honestly, I haven't done like serious oil testing in probably about 3 years. But like back in the day, everything was based off 1550.
It's longer than
Mobil.
That. It was like 2014, the oil testing data. I know. Time flies. I think, my dad, it reminds me of what my dad told me when I was a kid. He said, you wait forever and ever, like to become a teenager. And like, you wait forever to like get your driver's license at 16.
Right.
And then you wait forever to turn 18 and be an adult. And then it's like really forever to get to be 21 to start to drink. And then he says, after that, you better hold on to your ass because
it's all downhill from there.
It's just going to go like crazy. And it's the darn truth.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really crazy. All right. We got some more questions. Tori says, hey, Curtis Lake, so excited to have you on Team Crate Insider. Woohoo!
Well, thank you. I like being here so far. It's been amazing.
Ooh, so here's a good one. Chris says, what carb spacer do you recommend on a 525 running with open dirt late models?
So this is going to be like entirely driver preference. I mean, either the 1 inch or the 2 inch spacer. 1 inch produces more low end torque. 2 inch produces more top end power. If you're racing at a place where you need torque, the 1 inch all day long. If you're racing in some place where it's pretty much wide open around the racetrack and you're never lifting, 2 inch. So.
Okay. It's a good
and 4-hole on both of those.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course.
And I mean, we prefer, I work a lot with HVH on their spacer stuff. So, I mean, that's the one I prefer. Now, the Wilson stuff is perfectly good too. So.
Now we're back to Cliff, and Cliff of course had that challenge with the stumbliness, all the time after it starts. And he says he's got a 4-barrel XP Holley. I have the float set at mid to half down. New All-Star pump. It's a 7.5 pump.
You're probably running out of fuel at the end straight away.
Yeah, there's some challenges there for sure.
It's going to be my guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, here's one. I know you know the answer to. Joshua is here. Says, what's the best timing to set a 602 crate motor?
Depends on your fuel, but primarily, like you're always safe at 34. We had one on the dyno the other day that ran great at 38, but it was on E85 and a really rich carburetor.
Gotcha. So really tune that in there. Mm-hmm. Now, Steve Pedon's here doing calling out the Royal Purple.
Calling out his Royal. Dude, I was sponsored. I was sponsored by them in 1994. Like, I got a car with like Royal Purple all over that thing. Because back in 1994. How many years ago was that?
Well, 2004, 2014. No. Yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been hearing the color purple reminds me of Hoosier.
Yeah,
and of course, news came out this week that there was the announcement that Hoosier tires are going up in price.
Big shock.
What was it, like $10 a tire, and that there may be some challenges with supply.
Well,
That's what I've heard. I
That-
mean, I didn't
that's-
actually see the announcement.
that's why tire rules are so good for the sport.
Well, no, I mean, it just makes me think maybe now is the time to start having a conversation about preserving tires and things that we can do to preserve tires.
You know what you do? Use prep.
Well, yeah, well, preps that are going to preserve tires, not necessarily make them
Right.
fall apart.
Correct.
But maybe this is the time where we start taking a look at
Right.
that, because I've let off this show saying, when it came to getting gas, I'm just grateful to get whatever.
Well, I'm
Right now.
I'm a tire prep guy.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in it 100%. You know why? Because the whole thing about like tire prep's going to kill you is a big lie.
Well, I think it depends on
If
which one
if
you're
you're
using.
using the correct stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a total big lie.
Well,
Designed by Hoosier.
not necessarily. No, as you heard, I mean, when we were at the crate class for Race Logic, you heard Ben Baker talk about, that some of the folks at Hoosier, they don't really care, I mean, it's
They
not
don't care
that.
that Series cares. Series cares because Series gets money from the freaking tire sales.
I understand that. But at some point, if we're looking at a situation where either we start preserving tires so that we can have car counts, or that there's some guys that have to stay home because they actually can't get tires in order to be able to race, I think we've got some. I think it'd be a good idea for us to get on, be taking a look at it now.
I'm just saying the Purple Mafia runs racing right now. So
I don't like any of that negativity. What I'm saying is I want cars to be able to show up at the racetrack.
well, I do too. But the Purple Mafia runs racing.
Okay. Well, and do you see a solution for that?
Yeah, American Racer.
And maybe that's what ends up having to happen.
I'm just saying.
But we're living in a world where things are more difficult to get,
Right.
and it takes longer to get them.
Yeah.
What do you do? I don't know what the solution is, but all I'm saying is let's not wait to get caught with our pants down and not have what we need in order to be able to race. We need to come up with some solutions now.
Me and tires is like a subject.
Well, I know, and you could, okay. At least Facebook doesn't care about tires, so we're less likely to get kicked off of Facebook because of your viewpoints on
Right.
tires.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. We got more things here. Woo. All right. Okay. We got that one already. The best timing. And Keith says, what torque and horsepower numbers are you guys seeing on brand new 602s?
It depends on the application, honestly. I mean, whether it's a street stock or a late model. Most late models, I mean, like we had one on the dyno the other day, and it was like basically 340 horsepower at the rear tires and like 412 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow. That's really good.
Right. So,
Okay.
I mean, street stock wise, it's like, because you're like running through a 9-inch, and like normally a stock transmission, it's like less than that by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on the fuel you're using and everything else. So
Okay.
that was on like 110.
I know there's a lot of
There's so many
factors.
variables.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm going to say, like, if you're E85 in a late model 602, we're making about 365 horsepower and about 420 foot-pounds of torque.
Gotcha. All right, here's a new one. Brandon says, what carb spacer for a 602 and the size of carburetor?
Carburetor, either a 650 or 600, depending on what your rules allow for.
It's obviously a 4-barrel if you can do it.
Billet center section stuff,
Mhm.
like we're doing 600s. And then, what was the other? Oh, spacer?
Yeah.
Either the HVH, the one that just got the divider down the middle,
Mhm.
or the 4-hole.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, I think we've inadvertently opened up a can of worms. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Before we get to the can of worms, I see an interesting question I haven't heard before. Christopher says, does anyone still drill holes in the intake to lean it out, or am I the only one?
No,
Can
No.
you do that legally? You can't do that, can you?
not
Not in crates.
anything we do. No.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw all these up here. So Nick says, I heard
Can of worms.
I heard that embalming fluid works on tires. John says,
It does.
What tire prep do you recommend? Roy says, bring your tire discussion Thursday. Nick says, John, Daytona 1 has some great tire prep stuff. Honestly, that's what we're going to go with. Christopher says, IMCA, Chevrolet, Hoosier, the three families.
Yeah, exactly.
Christopher says, a Speedway, let's make it 4 families. So, I should have known better. Yeah. And either Vicky or Adam's probably going to call me tomorrow.
Well,
hey, all I'm doing is just thinking about our sport. Honestly,
William Glass was here a couple weeks ago, and we went out to dinner with him and everything. We had like this whole conversation, and back in the day when he was doing go-karts, embalming fluid was like one of the things you put on fucking tires. So
but
I would not recommend doing that.
But that is now. Let's talk about it for just a second. Now, I'm not a chemical expert or anything here, but there are things that will break down. That'll break down the material.
Down or build up.
Yeah. Versus like the stuff from like Daytona 1 is more like a leather conditioner.
Well, it's like actually biodegradable.
Yeah, it's biodegradable. It doesn't hurt anything, and it's more, instead of being a softener, as in breaking down the material and making it danger. Yeah. Like a leather conditioner.
So like the smart guys run conditioners, the dumb guys run like goat piss.
Which is actually a something. It's called goat piss.
Which breaks.
Yeah, breaks it down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like causes it to rot and break down, and it could just fly into a million pieces.
Yeah.
Get off tires exploding. Yeah. Right up there with your fan popping out of your hood.
Right.
Things can happen. All right. Okay. So, crazy. Any other questions, feel free to drop them in. Seeing those comments, in fact,
and back to the California thing. If I'd have known about what I know now about tires back then, I never would have lost a damn race. Seriously. I mean, we knew nothing about tires back in the day.
Yeah. Keith is saying a late model 650 carb. I'm not sure what that's going with. What torque and horsepower numbers you're seeing on the brand new 602s? Using a late model 650 carb.
Again, on average, I mean, if it's in a late model, I mean, you're looking at anywhere from, depending on the fuel, again. Anywhere from 340 to 365 horsepower with rear tires, and about 390 to 412, 415 torque.
Okay.
Which I want torque. I don't give two shits about freaking horsepower. So
Brandon says, where do you get the tire rotisserie like the one in the Daytona 1 tutorial video that Kate did? His brother used to build them. Yeah, he used to. I'm able to get him to do one for me.
That's why my tires were like tested every time I freaking finish in the top 5. Anywhere, ever.
And Christopher says, if you're not racing the rule book, you ain't a real racer. Nick says, how you prep tires with siping and way you cut the tires is key. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
If it's allowed.
Right, exactly. And JJ,
see, I think at the very, you're gonna be like, oh, hey, he's interrupting me.
Nope, go ahead.
I think that every tire should be allowed to be siped and grooved, but because you buy them, you own them, you should be able to do what you want with them. Those freaking EC2s. That's what we ran on back in California.
Repeat it for the.
Oh, it says those EC2s were stones. Yeah, I know.
I don't know what those are. Those tires?
We used to groove the shit out of them. It was the biggest piece of shit tire ever, other than maybe the Goodyear. But you know what? It made for great racing, which is what I want. I want a shitty tire that you can do whatever the hell you want with, which makes for good racing.
Great. Tom's here. Says, guess I need to call you to talk about Tires Plus. I'm here to push the elevator button on 2 barrels. LOL. We're all about pushing the elevator button.
Got your wine, dude.
Yeah. Thank you. I haven't tried it yet, but
No, we'll try it.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, we will. We will. Nick says, I heard that Steve, heard that people in Iowa pierce their family jewels. Not sure where that came from there, Nick.
It's probably like Bobby Pierce.
Gotcha. Chris, I guess that was no comment. Okay. Chris is here. He says, back in the day, Steve, I was treating with PVC primer. Now you're finding out what Chris Shannon's like.
I always knew
were.
he was a cheating motherfucker. I just didn't know why.
Yeah, or how.
Yeah.
You didn't know how.
Yeah. But like, yeah. Freaking cheating ass.
Oh, Dennis is here from Down Under. He says, Team Hardy's Motorsports got a good win at Brisbane Speedway Saturday night.
Awesome. Nice.
Good eye, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, our friends. Oh, and JJ.
I raced at Brisbane one time.
Oh, tell us about it.
Oh, there's not much to tell. I sucked. So I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
Was it dirt or pavement
It
track?
was dirt.
Nice.
All right. JJ says, is that Merced, Chris Shannon?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Merced for the treating with the PVC primer.
Freaking cheating ass motherfucker.
Now you know.
Damn it. Now I can't get over that.
Well, of course, we'll be making a trip out there in October, so you'll have
Although Chris is the only guy I've ever beat. This is like a funny story.
Oh my God, I know this story. I know this story.
Chris is like a brother to me. I mean, literally. I mean, he's freaking badass. And so he comes off a turn 4 and he's got his hand out the window like this, number 1. And I passed him at the finish line and beat him.
Because he didn't realize that
that was on the outside.
Yeah.
He thought he was on the outside, and I was on the outside.
Yeah, and Christopher says, I figured out tire prep on the dry at Merced. So really, Merced was kind of the
back in the day. That was a badass little track. I mean, I haven't been there in years, but I mean, God, yeah. I mean, if you could win there, you can win anywhere. Honestly, back in the day.
Now, John is asking you a question. He says, what do you guys charge to refresh and go through a 602 crate?
On average, about $3,000.
And that's to do the whole thing. I mean, a lot of times.
I mean, I'm blueprinting it and I'm freshening the whole 9 yards.
Well, a lot of times when they're new, you only do the top end and just do a valve job because it's just not worth it to do that. But then.
Well, I mean, price per.
Mm-hmm.
What the engine costs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, on average, like $3,000.
Yeah. Oh, and Christopher said he won there at Merced. Well, cool. Yeah, that's great.
That's a hard place to win at. Probably still is today, I would imagine.
Well, I've seen some of those Merced races because of the Racing Rewind channel.
Yep.
And you had some of those
races. Well, we're going to see more because Pam Silva just sent like an assload of freaking videotapes.
And they are here safely.
Yep.
I just, I'm trying to pace myself.
So yeah, there's gonna be like
I tried to pace myself this week, and I did poorly.
There's gonna be like a whole Jeff Silva collection coming up on the Racing Rewind channel.
Yep. Oh God. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna. I am not a masochist, you guys. So Steve Peden, I am not gonna take your suggestion of top 5 tire prep Tuesday this week, Kate. Thank you so much for that suggestion. It's going to be hard now, but thank you.
But call me Monday.
Call Steve. Yeah. Thank you. Chris Ray said my ass was lifted off the seat. All right. Yeah. Nick says, y'all getting good 602 springs from GM? We are actually.
They've actually all been good. Honestly. I mean, this latest, sucked. I mean, we have not had like horrible springs in quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
So whoever's making the springs now is doing a good job.
Good deal. Yeah. I noticed that the 602 engine part number, it changed again, but that's just because a different component. It changed
like a couple months ago.
It changes all the freaking time. I know. Right. But again, it's just a matter of the different components.
And they went up $300.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
I found with part numbers, if they even breathe on it, they have to change the number.
Exactly. There you go.
Yep. Sure is. Yep. Sure is. Well, cool deal. Do you have any other words of wisdom you would like to share today, Steve?
I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
You're like Mr. Interrupter. That's going to be your
I mean, go ahead.
nickname. It's all good. It's all good. I think we're going to wrap things up. And before I
You
go,
gotta go to sleep.
before I take us out of here,
Are
is
you
there?
like tired? Like
I'll let you wrap us up.
I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to sleep.
I already took a nap today.
So me and your kid are like going to Mehmet by ourselves?
Did I say that?
No.
Okay.
Hey man, you have somebody doing all the work. Like she's
Right.
she's got to take a break sometime.
Right,
She's busting
exactly.
her ass over here.
I know.
Anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. I will not do evil things to Steve while it's being recorded on camera. And but we will plan on trying to be back next week. No, it's all good. I'll be back on Tuesday with Top 5 Tuesday. We'll be back next Sunday with the Racing Insiders podcast.
And Bain Show.
And you will be on Up on the Bars with Roy Bain.
Yep.
You'll be on his show on Thursday night. I don't
will.
know exactly the time, but
Go to his page and you'll know.
Up on the Bars. So that'll be exciting. You'll probably be sharing that, and we can try to find that link and share that as well. And of course, you were on Brian Littleton's Race Logic show this last week.
So make sure you look that up.
Yeah, and we're getting in the process of kind of getting that Race Logic YouTube channel kind of going with some of these past interviews. I know Steve Peden's been on this show today, and we'll definitely get that interview that I did with him. We'll get that loaded up on the YouTube channel. We're just there's a lot going on, a lot of these videos and things, and just trying to get that all out there. So lots and lots of content. We love getting your questions and answering them here on the show.
And we appreciate everybody's support.
Absolutely. Even though Steve loves to give me shit. And
it was about a year ago probably that we started this shit.
It was, yeah. Well, we've already passed the year mark.
Have we?
Yeah, I was in April.
Okay.
It was in April,
right.
and
so it's like,
we're right at about a year. And it's been a great show. Just a really great time to hang out with our friends. Fun to hang out with our friends. Have a couple beers, make fun of each other. Although Steve makes fun of me more than I make fun of him, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's so easy.
I do make it easy.
It's okay. We got the King of Wall Street over here, man.
I do. But just be careful, because you know what? If you're not nice to me, I'll buy your domain names.
And don't forget. Kate and her global warming bullshit.
Yeah, we're wrapping up the show. We don't have time for all that. So thank you for being here.
Look, see Grumpy Kate. Did you see it?
Nope.
That's why I brought it up.
Thank you for being here. We will see you next week. And I hope in the meantime that you all have a fabulous week. See you next time.